Hey there and welcome to the Art Lab. My name is Andy, and in today's video we're going to take a look at some mysterious material I got from AliExpress. Now this is supposed to be PLA smoother, so very much like using acetone with I believe it's like ABS plastic that you can put in a container and vapor smooth. You're supposed to be able to do the same thing with this. Now it got through customs, so I'm guessing it shouldn't be too harmful, but we're going to take precautions anyway. I'm going to glove up, put on my respirator, open the garage door, get some airflow through, and what we're going to be doing is trying to smooth this fantail that I've created and designed, and my whole goal really is to have this nice and smooth and shiny. Now traditionally, if you want to make something like this smooth and shiny that you've 3D printed, then you have to go and use filler, lots of sanding, some gloss spray paint. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of mess, it takes a lot of time, and we want to see if we can do it a bit quicker with this solution. I think it's called QIEFENG is the company, but there's no information on the back on what it actually does. And what you can see here are some examples of how it's supposed to smooth and make glossy PLA prints. So we're going to put it to the test and see if they're right. So there's a few things I'm going to be using here. I've got this 100% pure bristle brush, and I believe it's either hog hair or horse hair. Being natural, if this material melts plastic, then you want a brush that you can brush it on where the plastic, you don't want plastic bristles to melt. I'm also using a ceramic cup. Glass or ceramic I guess will work the same. So I can put a little bit of liquid in here to be able to then dip the brush in and paint over my model. Of course, most importantly, I've got safety equipment to keep me safe. Long sleeve shirt. I'll put the gloves over there just to cover me up. Right, so this is the one where I brushed, and there's a few downsides of one. The bristles, such a pain. They came off quite easily off the brush and got obviously stuck in there. It did create a little bit of a gloss, as it were. Then even you've got some runs here, so and then all these bristles across here. The other option, so this is quite big, and it essentially said you should brush it because of its size, and you'd get that kind of gloss. But I've printed another version here, and the other way it said to use it is to dip it in liquid for 4 seconds. So I'm going to go for attempt number 2 and see if we can dip it and see what the results are like. So let's go over those results. So the first one I did, and you can see it's provided some gloss, but my big challenge was all the bristles in the brush falling off. So there's a bit of gloss there, but those layer lines are still there. You can see them quite clearly, and so it hasn't really given me the effect of being able to sort of fill and sand and get something really smooth like this. So the first one, brushing on, that was a failure. The second one, I attempted to submerge it as much as possible in the liquid, but as you can tell, this is quite a big print. It's something I'm going to be casting in silicone, and so I wanted to be able to see if I could shortcut all that sanding, but the results, once again, not the best. So you can, if you can see in the light, it's a bit hard with this white model, but the layer lines are still there, and it actually gave some kind of, it may have eaten at the plastic a little bit, giving a bit of waviness underneath. And one of the things I did with this one was I did a 4 wall thickness, and this one I forgot to change it, so it's only 2 wall thickness. So that's potentially why it's eaten away a little bit on that first layer, and you can see some of the infill underneath showing through. So these are 2 quite big models. Now the last one to wrap up, we've got our little version here, and probably this one is the best result. Maybe you can see it a bit more because it's red, but once again, you can see if it's focusing, our layer lines are still there, but it does give you that nice shine. So this one was dipped fully into the liquid, and once again it's just a little bit patchy, so it's not the same result as what you've seen on how this substance was advertised. So would I buy this again? No, I would not. Does it do what it says in the advert? Not really. It does, you can tell that it actually does do something, and it smooths a little bit and it provides a little bit of gloss, but you lose control of trying to get that smooth surface. So although it's manual and it takes longer, I know that I can get a really smooth surface by doing this by hand with the normal techniques of filler, primer and gloss. Whereas with this mystery liquid, you lose that control and you kind of get patchy results. So to me, it hasn't really worked as I had hoped, which means I'm back to the old fill, sand, prime, gloss, and then cast it in silicone. Anyway, I thought it was worthwhile just trying it out and giving it a test. If you do come across it, probably stay clear. The other thing too is you don't know what's in this. I have no idea what the chemical is, and I've got to now work out what the best way is of disposing this. Of course, I don't want to just tip it down my kitchen sink. It'll probably eat away at the plastic pipes that I've got in there. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this one. Catch you later.